And welcome into the second hour of Saturday Agenda. I'm Logan Raddick in for Rob Astorino. We have a lot packed into this final hour, so let's dive right into it. The Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General releasing a new report warning more than 300,000 unaccompanied migrant children are no longer accounted for by ICE, and this after the government sent them to live in the homes of poorly vetted sponsors. For more, let's bring in Texas Republican Congressman and member of the House Border Caucus, Pete Sessions. Congressman Sessions, great to have you with us. This is a deeply troubling situation. What efforts are currently underway by Secretary Mayorkas and the Biden administration to address this massive and dangerous failure?
Been staggering for now at the end of their third year, into their fourth year. Because of the process that President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris had the Border Patrol working under, it was impossible for them to effectively not just follow the law, but to follow common sense that would be required that they would expect anybody else to do as it related to not just incoming migrants, but the responsibility of accepting children. This is an issue and has been. And Kamala Harris was directly challenged by this when she came to El Paso some time ago. They simply do not have answers because they don't want to see what's going on. So this would continue under Kamala Harris as president. We would probably bring in another 15 million people, tens of thousands of children that would not be properly taken care of. And this is part of that which Republicans talk about, unaccompanied minors being a part of not just a sex trade operation, but taken advantage of in this new land of America. This is an embarrassment, but it's against the law, and they are wholly responsible for this.
Congressman Sessions, millions of illegals, they've entered the country, of course, illegally under border czar Vice President Kamala Harris. Here she is pledging to bring back the bipartisan border security bill. This is what she said.
Donald Trump believes a border deal would hurt his campaign. So he ordered his allies in Congress to kill the deal. Well, I refuse to play politics with our security, and here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law.
Now, the reason that bill didn't pass was because a lot of Republicans weren't happy with the fact that there would still be illegal immigrants allowed into the country through that bill. Is the border crisis she provided over during the last 4 years Trump's fault, too, even though he built a wall and tried to keep people out and was very tough talking on this issue? Your thoughts on Vice President Kamala Harris trying to deflect the blame, even though she's apparently been the border czar for the better part of 4 years?
On the day that President Biden took the oath of office, he moved directly to the White House and signed circumstances, including procedures and laws that would have protected the border, that would have protected federal law enforcement, that would have kept in place those parameters and rules and regulations that President Trump had. They suspended them. They know what they're doing. They are allowing millions and millions of people to come to our country illegally, costing not just New York City, but major cities all over this country incredible amounts of money. They are trying to get out of this now and say, well, we had a bipartisan deal. It was not a bipartisan deal. It was a deal that there were people who agreed, and it did not go through the process to even make it to the floor of the House of Representatives. That's when you find out whether you have a deal or not, and they did not. No one had to call a Republican and ask them not to vote for it. We saw it as being a bad deal right off the bat. And it violates the things that Donald Trump had made safe about this country at the border. Not only are they in favor of drug cartels, they're in favor of this problem that we have with children coming to this country. Once they get here, even taken advantage of. It's a huge embarrassment. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden directly responsible for this.
And Congressman Sessions, shifting gears, House Republicans released their official report on the impeachment inquiry into President Biden. The report finding that the commander-in-chief abused his office for the financial benefit of his family. What actions will the House Republicans take in the wake of this report being published?
Well, the action that we will take is that Joe Biden is now not just old news, but Joe Biden is someone that if we try and focus on that, that would be doing the job of the next Department of Justice. They have created circumstances that are dangerous. The Federal Bureau of Investigation on January 21st will be asked to begin that investigation, just as they have done with other political appointees and presidents of the United States while out of service and in service for the country. This requires the Federal Bureau of Investigation, with help from the Department of Justice, to certify the things that we have done, and that will be done on January the 21st, 2025.
Texas Congressman Pete Sessions. Congressman, thank you for your time.
You bet.